Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the third video of this free series, and this one is going to focus on how to distribute and post all of that content much faster than you probably ever have before. So what we're going to go through here is we're going to go through a scheduling tool that I use for myself and for my clients, and it's just sped up my workflow to be able to distribute content through all of the channels that I have or my clients have without having to individually upload to the different channels and to really just make this process that much quicker. So the tool that we're going to be using is linked below, but the name of this app is called Metricool, like a metric OOL. And it's really cool. My favorite part about it is really what it does from an analytical standpoint of showing you everything about your particular channel, your particular social media platform. It really gives you really solid analytics of your growth, and you can get very granular with day to day over the last 30 days, the last 6 months, 12 months, whatever it might be for you to be able to see where your growth is happening. This is really cool to use. But enough about that. We're here because we're talking about posting this content, and that's going to be what we want to do. So before we get to posting, we first have to connect all of our social media platforms. So once you get logged in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click over here on the little hamburger icon and go to connections. Now, one thing to remember when you are signing up for this, that it is completely free to use. Right. Obviously, with the paid versions, you get more capabilities and you get access to different features that this platform uses. But if you are somebody who is just kind of starting out and really only planning on maybe releasing one piece of content per day, then you are going to fit right in with the free plan. The free plan, I think, allows you up to 50 posts per month. And it's going to be really easy to do for you at just the base plan like that. I have the first tiered pay plan, which it gives me access to up to 5 brands versus just having one brand. And it gives you a little bit more on the analytical standpoints and a few other features as well. But if you're just starting out, I recommend going with the free. You don't need anything more than that at this time. So what you're going to want to do is when you land on this page, you're not going to see anything connected because you haven't done anything yet. But all you're simply going to do is literally connect every channel that you have. So for me, I have a Facebook, Instagram, I have a LinkedIn, I have a Google My Business profile, which I don't really post to that so much, just because right now it's certain capabilities of what it takes. It doesn't really like video content there too much right now. But I have a YouTube channel. I have a TikTok, and then I have some of my ads analytics connected to that as well. But if we're just talking about posting content, just worry about the upper section for now. But you can do your X or your Twitter account, anything like that. One thing to consider when doing this is that for Instagram and for TikTok, for it to auto post and auto publish these posts, your Instagram has to be a professional Instagram account, and then you have to be on a business TikTok account. It still works if you don't have those things switched over, but it does not auto publish it for you. What it will do is it will send you a notification when you download this to your phone. And it's still relatively easy to do that way as well, but I personally don't have time to take all those notifications every day because of the amount that I'm posting. So I've just set my TikTok to a business account and a professional account over on Instagram, and the auto publish feature works just fine there. But if you don't opt to do that, it will send you a text message on your phone, and you just kind of go through the prompts of yes, post now. It automatically downloads the video to your device. It also copies the copy for the post that you put. So all your hashtags and anything in there, it puts that onto your clipboard. So it's literally opening up the app, uploading the video, pressing next, going through, and then just pasting in the caption that you chose and doing that for when it prompts you to manually publish. But if you want to bypass that, just make sure you set up a professional Instagram account and a Facebook business account as well. You can do that in the settings inside your apps. It's pretty easy to do. And if you have any questions, hit my line, info@vandrewsmedia.com. I will kind of help you and walk you through where I can. So once we get everything set up, we are going to want to jump into starting to post all of this content. So when I go through here, you're going to see a ton of posts for me. This is kind of what my calendar looks like on a weekly basis, kind of going through here. But I post anywhere from 2 to 3 times per day, at least a minimum of 2. Sometimes I have some extra throwaways, different little pieces of content that I make, and I post them. But let me get us to more of a blank area to show you how this works. And you can see I am scheduled out for the next few weeks, but I'll come here to the future a little bit and I'll jump in right here. So a few things about this interface. So you can see that I kind of have some dark blue shaded areas. This is my best times according to Facebook for me to post. Now, when it says best time, all it simply is meaning is a majority of the people who interact with me are typically using the platform during these times. It does not mean that it is actually the best time for me to post. It just simply means that a majority of my active followers are active at these times. And we can go through here and we can select these for Instagram and also for TikTok. And just remember that the darker the area, the better time, quote unquote, it is to post. Now you can also turn on this percentage of active followers here, and you can see that on TikTok on Wednesdays around, it looks like 2 o'clock, that's my ideal. Well, no, we scroll down here. I see 95% of interactions happen Wednesdays, 7 p.m., right? So I can play around and test like following what it gives me, or you can stick to a certain structure. And the structure that I like to do is, because I post twice, I will post really early in the morning on Instagram. I've just seen I get better traction with my content posting earlier on Instagram. And then I'll post on LinkedIn relatively early as well, just because I feel like that's when most business people are kind of getting ready for their day, maybe checking up on things, having some coffee, doing whatever. I'll have things go out on LinkedIn there. Facebook around 8:30, anywhere from 8:30 to 10:30 is usually a good posting time. And then I will post later in the day for things like YouTube Shorts, and then TikTok. My best TikToks I usually generally see 3 to 4 o'clock when I post then does really good. But because I have 2 posts a day, another good time for me is usually around 10:30 or 11. So playing around with that is only going to be how you get better with having your content reach more people and get more eyeballs. But that's not a big part of this, but trying to follow a structure and just being consistent is actually the best thing that you can do. So for example, I'm just going to start here. I'll start on this 7 a.m. up here. Now at the top here is where we're going to put in the different platforms that we want to post across. So if we're talking about the short form vertical stuff that we're doing, if you have all of the mentioned platforms, it's going to work for Facebook, Reels, or Stories. And you can post both if you'd like there. You'd have to duplicate the post and rechange it, but you can do either. So in this case, we're going to do a reel. We're going to do a reel on Instagram. We're also going to I post everything on LinkedIn just because not a lot of video is done over there. And I know that people ingest short form content on other platforms. And when they see it over there, even though there's not a place for it on LinkedIn necessarily, people are drawn to it in seeing what it is that you're talking about. So people will stop and watch. TikTok, obviously, and then YouTube, we just want to make sure that it's on short. So the first thing that you're going to do is click this little icon here to add your media, and you will go through and add a video from your computer. We're going to click right here. We're going to navigate to a particular video. I will just go to a past video, something like this one here, for example. I'll just use this as an example. It will populate in kind of a preview, and you can see what the previews look like on the different platforms that you suggested. Okay. So here's where you're going to write your caption. This is an art form in and of itself. You only get better by doing this kind of over and over and over again. But I have no idea what this video is about. But let's say it was about Facebook ads, for example. I don't know, maybe it was how to generate more leads with, I don't know, Facebook lead form ads, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. And then you'll go through and you'll put in the hashtags that might be attributed to the content that you make. So for example, this would be Facebook ads, small business growth. I've used this so much that I have kind of a pre-populated list of things that I like to use. But I also do have a note on my computer where I just copy and paste over what my channels ultimately just use on a regular basis. So I don't really have to go through this step each and every time, but you will want to build it out kind of as you go through it. But put in your hashtags and put in all that stuff there. My favorite part about this is actually being able to put the first comment on your channel stuff. So, let's say you wanted to say, check out more on my IG over at, and then I would put like the link to my Instagram there. Now, that comment might not make so much sense to the IG placement, and you can trade it out there, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But I usually just leave it because it's just on IG anyway with links. You can't click them in the comments, so it doesn't really even matter if you were to leave a link in here anyway. So just put in whatever you want your first comment to be and hit accept. I also go and add location here. So this works only on Facebook and Instagram, but I am in the Houston area. So I'll type in Houston, Texas. I'll click that. And then we have a few little preset areas here. So presets, Facebook wants us to use a title. I usually just copy and paste what I put up here in the caption. That's my workflow. It works fine. You can get more granular and put different titles or whatever you want in there. But for workflow purposes and just speeding up the process, this usually does it okay for me. Instagram presets, you can come in here and you can add collaborators. So if you have a business account and then maybe a personal account and you want to put this piece of content also on your personal Instagram, you would put in the user that you might want to use. For this, my personal one is at the underscore creative underscore Evan, and I would add myself into there. I'd get a notification on the day that this goes live of review, and I can add it to my personal account as well. Then for TikTok presets, you don't have to do anything, just leave it like it is. And then YouTube presets is the one that actually you do need to do a little bit more of. So again, I will just copy the same short title here. Audience configuration is always going to be no, this is not made for children. If your videos get imported as yes, they're made for children, they're going to go into the children's algorithms, and we don't want that to happen. We want to leave it on a public configuration. And then depending on the style of content that it is, this could range. This one might be how-to or an education, right? I'll go education for this one because I'm teaching them how to do stuff. But that could be, if it's, you're clipping up a podcast or something out, it could be a completely different thing. Just kind of pick the category that it best is suited for. Now, down here is YouTube tags area. What I would suggest doing is much like I said with the hashtags, make yourself a little separate note that has all of your, I call them my Metricool publishings. And then you'll basically just copy and paste your tags in here. But to go through this might be, like I said, Facebook ads. Then you press enter, and it'll just put different tags in for what this video is about. So again, copy and paste them in there. It's going to be a lot easier to do. Now, there's a couple of little things like I mentioned before. You can you can customize the different platforms, like for example, the first comment on Instagram, or changing a little bit on the YouTube thing, and I'll show you how to do that here. So if you're going with the free plan, I wouldn't suggest doing this because it's going to eat up your post credits, if you will. If you're doing the free plan, I would leave it just like this, and I would press schedule. Okay. But if you have the baseline paid version, for example, you get, I think, like 2,000 posts a month. And if you're posting more than once a day, I highly suggest that you do this option. But if you come back to the top after you're done getting everything in here, we go to edit by network. And now you can see I can individually go into each post and change something. So if I come to the Instagram and I want to change this to check out my TikTok page, and then I drop a link in there, cool, great. I might do some kind of engagement comment like, how are you running your current Facebook lead ads? Something like that, right? Comment below. Something like that, right? And then you can hit accept, and then just Instagram would get that different variation, right? For YouTube specifically, one thing that I notice is this area here is what's going to be the description of the YouTube video. And this would be if you're posting maybe a longer form video or something, but this is the description area of the YouTube video. And then down here is the title, right? So if you have some kind of smaller, lengthy description of your video, maybe more links for people to check out following your other content platforms, your social media channels, whatever, you might have a copy and paste of that go in this area as well, right? So that you can add more information here, because this is technically the description area of the particular post. So when you do all of that, you're just going to hit schedule, and it's going to break it out into my 5. But if you do not opt to do that, it's just going to put it into one solid chunk. And then just depending on the time frame that you selected and started with in here, that's where it's going to be. And I'll show you that here in just a second after this gets loaded in here. This does take a few minutes sometimes, but now you can see that I have my individual 5 deals, and I can start moving these around and dropping them at whatever particular time of the day that I want to post, right? If you just left them all together, you would see in the top left corner here, Facebook, Instagram, and then whatever other social channels you had. It would just be one tab, and you could make it publish at noon or 11 or something like that, and that's fine. When you do that, like I mentioned, you get 50 posts per month. When you post them all at one time, Metricool considers that one post. If you do it like this, Metricool is going to consider this 5 posts. So every day I'm posting, technically in Metricool's eyes, 10 times a day, right? So 10 over the course of a 30-day month, I'm posting 300 times per month. Now, with my plan currently, I think I get 2,000 posts, and that's going to be trickled out to all of the brands that I have. So if I get to a place where it's like I need more posts, I might have to upgrade my plan or what have you. But for right now, I've never ran out of posts. I've never gotten close to running out of posts, and it works for me at where I'm at. But just keep that in mind. You may have to upgrade your particular plan at some point with that. But that is basically it. And with just a few minutes, you should be able to post to all your social media channels with just a few clicks, right? Now, with generally, because of the way that I do this, and I post to so many different platforms, and I post more than once a day, it takes me about anywhere from 2 to 3 hours to publish my entire month. Okay, so that could vary depending on how many times that you're looking to post per day. But for me, it takes me about 2 to 3 hours. So with our 1 to 2 hours in planning, and then maybe another 2 hours or so of filming, another hour or so of getting the edits done, and then another couple of hours here, you can see that within a solid day, 1 day of work, you could get an entire month of this done. Now, you may have to break that up depending on the kind of business owner that you are or entrepreneur that you are. But within, I would say, 3 days of just a few hours per day, you should be able to have an entire month's worth of content done, posted, and ready to go for you, your business, your brand, what have you. And it shouldn't be taking 2 to 3 hours per day to make one video, like I was doing before I started doing this batching concept. So this is Metricool. There's going to be a link down below for you to sign up under it. You can check it out. Again, it is free. If you think you're going to be doing more volume, then you are going to want to upgrade that plan. But for right now, I would go with the free plan, explore it, see, what other capabilities that it has maybe for your particular business, but for posting content, it does wonders. One thing that I did mention in the first video, Metricool does not accept videos over 60 seconds in the vertical short form reels, YouTube short space, different things like that. It will accept TikToks over 60 seconds, but that's because TikTok accepts them. I believe TikTok should accept over 60 second, but best rule of thumb, because we're putting the same content across all of our different platforms, keep it under 60 seconds, simply because YouTube Shorts does not let you do that. So keep everything under 60 seconds. But I really appreciate everybody who took the time out to watch all of these videos. I know that they were kind of long, but this has been set up for you so that you can take this into your own control and start doing stuff for yourself and not have to hire somebody like me right out of the gate to be able to do all of this for you. But if you are interested in speaking to me about implementing systems like this, or seeing what it might take for somebody like me to come into your business and do these things for you, down below there is a calendar where you can book a free 20-minute consultation, and we can just talk about where you are right now, where you might need help with, and what you want to be doing in the future as far as your digital and online presence. So don't forget to sign up for that. It's completely free. There's no obligation to purchase anything. It's just to have a conversation, get you more comfortable with doing this possibly for yourself, or seeing what it looks like to have somebody like me come in and do it for you. With that, we're going to conclude this video, and be checking out your inboxes. I will be sending you some other freebies because you did check this video training out. So get out there, get to it, and start making some video content for you, your business, your personal brand, what have you. And I will see you later.